now to this live feed. This is Yahira Lobos, and I am here about to do a read-in for the collective. Today's date is January 23rd, 2023. Cheryl Yambrock Rose lives in the UK. This is her tarot deck that I will be using to pull cards for this coming up week. We have some energy moving through the collective, and I would like to share what's coming through for everybody on the planet. Here I live in North America. Yahira Lobos is available for read-ins. What I am doing right now is a slide-in scale if you identify as being a new earth visionary. Are you an advocate, an activist, a mover, a shaker? Are you somebody who has a vision, a thought leader, a builder, an innovator? Are you here writing out new ideas in books? Are you co-creating through art and music? Are you a cook? Are you creating things that we need, that are new models, new ideas? I go by the name of Yahira Lobos, as I've been reading tarot for over 30 years. But to say that I am a tarot reader would be ripping myself off of who I really am. And so I come today not as a psychic or a tarot reader or an oracle. I believe that it's really important to really know thyself before we come out and share solutions or ideas about how to help other people. My mother, her name was Josephine Frances Saldivar de Giorgio. Obviously, you can see a native Mexican woman. And so the gift was passed down in my family. And I came into this world speaking with Creator, knowing God, Father, and knowing Mother Earth. I am a conduit in the Mayan astrology. I am known as Keeb. I am the galactic conduit. I am a recoverer of all abuses and neglects and abandonment, ostracization, drugs, alcohol, low self-esteem, self-loathing behaviors. I really have had a challenging beginning of the life. And so as somebody who comes to you as Yahira Lobos, my original name being Francine DeGiorgio, you can find me on social media through Crystal Nations. This is the nonprofit organization and my business where I am the founder of Crystal Nations Collective, which we rock hounds around the United States, and we build medicine wheels and we facilitate healing ceremonies to unify us back into the sacred heart in the sacred circle. As a recoverer of all abuses and now a recovering addict of 10, going now on 11 years this year, I traveled around North America looking for solutions as I was diagnosed with PTSD. And I wanted to find something that would help me rather than the pharmaceutical drugs that I knew could be harmful. So I have so much to share, but I want to just share that backdrop on who I am here on YouTube. It seems like a lot of people got very successful in the last couple of years reading tarot and becoming astrologers and healers and teachers. And I'm so grateful that where it used to be people like me were considered to be crazy, and I was called crazy my whole life, it's really good to know that the world is waking up and that many of us can now emerge and go forward without being burned at the stake or murdered for having the ability to speak with God. I believe that we all have the ability to connect to our higher selves and that we're all here to be connected to Source, Great Creator, God. No matter what name you call Creator, we are all one. And so part of the oracle reading for today would be that as we emerge in 2023, this is the first month that we're going forward with such an ability to really birth a new earth and allow the old paradigm of yesterday to dissolve, to fall away. And when I speak about the old paradigm, I speak about a time in which the world lived in fear and we allowed others to manipulate and control us. And so many of us fell victim to slavery in so many different forms. The way that we came into this world, we were programmed with belief systems that were not ours. Those that raised us, that had a large influence over the way that we thought, were led by institutions like our school and the media. The media meaning advertisements all around the world that would have these subliminal messages telling us that we weren't good enough, that we had to obey laws that did not protect us. We had to learn a curriculum in school that took out so much of the real history, for the real history has been taken out by those of the 1% and an agenda to brainwash and program the whole world into living in a society that was born out of greed, control, and fear. That is the patriarchal systems where men then became the ones in control. And now it is the divine feminine. Last year, it was all about the divine feminine rising to her place, to share her voice, her place, this space with the men on all levels of importance. Every system that we speak of that is dissolving, that is of the old patriarchal world, is part of the educational system, the political, the banking, the economic, the agriculture, our entertainment, our religion, our medical. Every institution that has created a system like behavioral health care in every city that's underneath whatever that medical care is, that system failed us. The systems that have been in place to protect us, like the police departments and the way that they have served, needs to be uplifted and leveled up. Our law enforcement and our firefighters, our medical teams, do not need to take on what they take on by themselves, and they need further assistance if they're going to be on the front lines saving lives. And all of the red tape and the policies and the procedures that were of yesteryear that rips us from who we really are and our birthrights, which gives us the ability to have a right, whether we want to be vaccinated or not, whether we want to A, B, and C. We are now evolving beyond anything we've ever seen before, and consciousness is expanding. And so the energy today in January of 28th of 2023, it is good. Even though we are looking at a lot of people not having enough, living out situations that are not justifiable, where people were taken advantage, where we're witnessing people who have abused power and positions. We now have a voice in technology to actually ask the right questions and find truth through the ways that we have to investigate and research and not be a victim or fall to victimhood based on the fact that we're here now. We are here now. We are at this pivotal time here on Earth where the warriors and the warrioresses were mother effing here, yo. I'm a recovered addict who 10 years ago when I got sober, it was because I got my ass beat down to the ground by the NYPD. And I'm about to tell that life story on stage and what I did after that. How I took to North America's streets as a volunteer, where I did not take the stages, where I was not famous for who I became. I actually chopped the wood and carried the water and became the wind beneath the wings of all of the youth around North America by sharing my story about what happened to me, by asking the right officials and the right people who had intelligence, who had knowledge, who had more privilege than me to help raise consciousness and awareness, help break stigmas that were associated with mental illness, for one. As I'm an advocate for mental illness, I'm breaking the stigmas that's associated with it, meaning that I don't believe that mental health or illness is something that should be labeled continuously as it is. We are looking at neurodivergent people with sensitivities that could be superpowers. But looking at mental health is so much more than looking at it for the words that terrify people when they say, oh no, am I mentally ill? Or am I living with somebody mentally ill? Or was I dating somebody mentally ill? Mental illness, mental health, that matters. And we all matter. And we need to take a look at the way that we're identifying what situation is what. Because the way that I look at it is this world has been steeped in trauma. And the whole world needs to get out. And I definitely see energies that are known as other thought forms or patterns, entities that are energies that can be considered to be lower vibrational. These energies move through all beings. And it's up to us when we want to say no. I'm going to purify my thoughts by clearing my thoughts, by going into meditation? Or do I need to do emotional freedom tapping? Or do I need to meditate? Or do I need to do Qigong? Or do I need to jump up and down and speak? Right? Or do I need to listen to music? So the way that we're getting out of these energies is we're having a moment to allow ourselves to notice the difference between our moment of being in our pure state, or when our ego or entities are taking form, and how to clear that energy and how to come back into the Sacred Heart and how to actually live the life that you all are meant to live. I'm here as Yahira Lobos to share with the world how to live a good life without having to be hindered down by ancestral trauma that gets trapped in our body and our cells, giving us the inability to actually be free of stress and anxiety, of judgment. And I believe that today we can be free. And I'm a big advocate of going into silent meditations, for taking retreats, for doing Qigong, yoga, meditation. And this is my message for the world this year. There are going to be things that are going to happen. These are the tools and the resources that I just shared with you in the beginning. The world is going through a purge. We're all in the great purification. It is biblical. And whether you are religious or not, spiritual or not, we are going through an evolution. Consciousness is expanding. People are waking up, and we all are aware that we have ancestral trauma trapped in ourselves, and that we need to get on our knees to forgive ourselves for what we've been caught in, a loop And that will be explained by many people writing many books in the next couple of years. Look to find out the truth behind all of the people that are putting all of their money and their life investment and their research, their tools, their connections into new media networks like the Leo King, like Maru 2 with Sun Soul Astrology, like Unify. There are many platforms that are emerging through Telegram, through Clubhouse, and we're so grateful for all of the youth that are utilizing TikTok and Instagram. We're going to go through the great purification because there are some things that we need to know. And as I travel around North America, I was honored to have met many holy men and holy women who made it their lifelong business to be of service in ceremonial ways, in ways of praying, in ways of healing, in ways of teaching, in ways of working with the earth and all of humanity, bringing in peace and harmony, love and light. And these beings that I met were from all over the world, from Tibet to India to Africa to Hawaii, all over North America, all of the Native American, North American tribes. I'm so grateful I met them. Growing up in New York, I didn't even know that there were Native American Indians that were still alive, living, thriving in the Southwest. I thought they were all gone. And that's how I grew up in the 80s and 90s. And that's not acceptable. No. We need to be taught the truth growing up. All these kids growing up entitled and privileged, so-called white, it's not their fault. Let's educate everybody. Let's get us out of the victim loop. So I would like to go up forward and just pull up card for anybody. You know, if this resonates with what I'm sharing with you, then you know I'm the real deal. That's why I speak. So you can feel me. I'm not just pulling a card randomly for just anybody. No. I'm pulling a card for all of us here on the planet. What is the energy? What are the messages that are coming up? And since we all live underneath the law of one, this is in accordance and alignment with us all. We want to give thanks to Cheryl Yambrock Rose for bringing in Through the Eyes of the Soul. I want everybody to take a deep breath here now, and that will be coming on in the future. Take a deep breath in with me. Giving thanks to Great Creator, all of our benefic guides and ancestors. We ask you to come and be with us now. I'm so grateful. What message? Whoop, whoop. Got a card, automatically embrace enlightenment. And this will be the card that it is number 22. What a great number for today. We just left 2022, so 22 is a master number for the master teachers. And this is Golden Solar Angel coming with us with this message. Journey to an elevated place. Aspire higher. Mount Shasta is a dormant volcano in this picture, in this painting, in the far north of California, and it rises 14,179 feet high. The holy mountain has been a destination of pilgrimage for centuries. Native tribes reverenced the sacred mountain and would not trespass above the tree line. Today, Tibetan stupas and Buddhist monasteries are set up in the alpine meadows and under the fragrant cedars there. The pristine forest with their pure air and water create a temple without walls, where many have experienced visions, seeing and speaking with angels and masters on their path towards enlightenment. The sky above the mountain is often grazed with the Leniker clouds, revealing the natural vortices of the area, as it is shown in the background of the painting. The awakened golden solar angel holds a fully blossomed rose with 3 dew drops, symbolizing the enlightenment that occurs when the higher self is completely incorporated into the physical body, creating a perfect vehicle. What a magnificent cloud, and these clouds exist in Mount Shasta. Many of us are being called to a pilgrimage in this year, and I welcome any one of you to go to a high mountain, a sacred mountain, do your research, ask Great Creator, ask your benefic guides what sacred place, what mountain is calling you to have a vision quest. And when you have a vision quest, make sure that you take a vision quest with others knowing where you're going and others holding space for you. Make sure that you do things in a sacred way, in a good way, and protect yourself. And don't just trust anybody to take you on these holy, sacred pilgrimages. Do your work. Don't be a victim. Make sure you trust yourself enough to ask others the right questions. Okay? Make sure you plan everything out. Make sure you meditate, you pray, you ask Great Creator, listen to the signs and listen for what they are trying to tell you and then go. I love you guys so much. I'm just going to pull one more card just to see what quick message will come through to follow. Whoops, it came through. Ding, 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 ding. And this is adapt to a new situation. This is number 43, and 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 is the number of the year that we're in. Love that. And 7 is the number of wisdom and magic and alchemy. 7 seas, 7 continents, 7 musical chords, 7 chakras. We can go on about this. 7 days of the week. Don't be afraid of change. This is Saint Maurice de la Mer. Trust the process. Your work may be more effective in another location. And this is about having to move around from place to place because you might not, for example, my work isn't really accepted in the city that I live in, but it is underground. And if I go to Sedona, I'm totally accepted there. So find where you can do your work, okay? And don't give up. Some people live in small places like I live to protect thyself and to live a good life that is kind of quieter so we can process and integrate all that there is. Want to give thanks. If anybody would like a reading with the New Earth Visionary, Yahira Lobos is in the house. My name is Francine DiGiorgio, DiGeorgio, Francine, Francine. Find me on Facebook. Also, find me on Instagram under Crystal, Crystal, Nations, Nations, 777. Bam. And TikTok, Crystal Nations. Find me on Facebook under Crystal Nations. I have a Facebook group. And Yahira Lobos, Yahira Lobos. I am on also Facebook on my own personal page. I am emerging. Many of us are. The real deals are coming out. So be patient with us as I have a website, www.yahiralobos.com. Check out my work, my medicine wheels, Crystal Nations. I have crystals for days for sale. Some of the crystals that I sell are healing tools like these swords to cut cords. If you're interested in having the work like Shungite Buddha plates and also beautiful angels, I have also beautiful skulls, and I have a variety of skulls, and I do the transformational music and art festivals, and I travel to sacred places, and all of these crystals have been, and I have fetishes. They have been in ceremonies, so all of my crystals are very well taken care of, but they're also on altars and they're utilized and they have a lot of energy, my energy, and the energy of all the master teachers and healers, indigenous grandmothers and grandfathers. Meet my kachinas that are behind me, but these are the sacred tools that we can use for grid work as I make sacred altars. And I also am a rock hounder, so I absolutely rock hound. And right in front of me, I can see right like this. Oh, my partner was just showing me that we have like really beautiful pieces too. And that's a roseate with lemonite. But I'm going to show you right now, you know. Ugh. Babe, what's that? Is that? Preonite. Oh, that's a preonite. So these are Payson diamonds, and they're double terminated diamonds. This one isn't as clear. Here we go. So double terminated. But I mean, look behind me. And this is, those are all the kachinas. And this is my sacred altar. So when you get your cards read by me, I also have a medicine wheel that is at the foot of my home. And I will be praying for everybody I do readings for. It begins with a prayer. Let me see that. And it ends with a prayer. But when I say I got crystals, we got crystals, people. We got crystals. So I'll be down at Gem and Jam in Tucson, Arizona. I'll be set up right outside in the parking lot. My crystals are sold cheaper than any store, guaranteed. We also rock hound a lot of rough stones. I only showed you some of them because, you know, right now I wasn't thinking about the crystals. I was thinking about the oracle reading, but I will continue to support Crystal Nations by putting out my website. I will have a sliding scale for a 1 hour reading. I have to say that I can't take less than 40, you know, for a reading, and I'll go based upon what you're giving me. So if you're giving me only $40, you might only get a half hour, but that's a half hour reading, where a half hour reading would normally cost $150, right? Because I really feel that I'm worth $333 an hour, and the 144,000 light workers, that which I believe I am, we have suffered a lot, and then we volunteered, and we are the ones that have healed ourselves, and now we're coming to heal the people. We're not just a story, and we're not a fad, and we're not just waking up yesterday. God bless everybody who's doing all the good work, but there is there is there is a difference between people who just woke up yesterday and people who walk like I do. And I can tell you that I would love to also support all of the light workers and channels, builders, artists, and musicians, and festivals, people, places, and things. I have a Rolodex where I promote people, and I work with many all around the globe. And so if you're really looking to find that next thing that you're supposed to connect with, whether it's a program, a spiritual teacher, a place, an idea, a piece of art, I'm that oracle that's that tapped in, as an Akashic record literally is within me. I'm just tapped in. I go boom, straight to the void, and I can tap in and help anybody who really comes to me with an open heart and an open heart and an open way of knowing that we are here to help each other kind of get out of hell, remember who we are, so that we can walk each other home. That is the plan. That is the plan, that we're not above. I'm not above anybody here. I might be a little bit longer down the line. From what I know about the 144, we're all the 144. We're just waiting for everybody to get online. Come on, let's go here. And some of us have been a little bit more experienced and practiced and disciplined. We've sacrificed a lot, but that is no more than what each human being on planet Earth is meant to do. That means every single one of you are meant to rise up and to lead people out of hell and walk us the fuck on home. We're all here to do that. Some of us are here helping and reminding others how to do it. We're not here to take all the glory of your story. I'm the oracle that can do one session, and then I'll see you later. Because you know what? We got a lot of work ahead of us, and we don't need repeat clients. The idea is to get people connected, and boom, bam, boomy. one reading gets you so freaking connected on the path, you don't need to come back. Why would you? I don't need that. I'm not your vampire. I'm here to help you. So that's how you know if people are helping you or not. If they're asking for constant money for something that they can just give you, you could also get whatever you're paying for, by the way, for free. Everything on the planet is for free. We really don't have to buy anything. It's a choice. So just remember that as we're getting out of the paradigm of money, let's give value to all those that have value. Do barter trade, cryptocurrency, do a slide and scale, but remember, represent. I'm open to receiving $333 an hour. I'm open to receiving my full worth. I'm open for the world to know who I am and to give me that worth. But I'm also open to the slide and scale because I know how it is. I'll never forget where I came from, ever. And if God's telling me to keep that slide and scale going, then I'm going to keep it going and flowing and rolling and going. Mwah. I love you guys. I don't know who was here. I couldn't see. Wait. I think one person came. Yay! The crowd goes wild. I don't think I ever had one person who ever saw me when I went live. Whoever you are, God bless you 1,000 times. I love you so much. Wait. Baby, who came?